Greetings for the day, students. Good afternoon to Agrawal Vidya Vihar English Medium College Digital Classroom. I, Professor Shaurya Shah, welcome you once again to the class of SYBBA Semester 3 Entrepreneurship Development. I hope each and everyone is doing well and good. Before starting with today's lecture, I'd like to inform that entrepreneurship development is the newly introduced subject in SYBBA, a very practical subject related to your today's practical field, a very important aspect of a manager. So before moving further, we would like to discuss the syllabus first for the very first lecture. In all, you are having 5 units in your syllabus. The very first is your entrepreneurial management. Now, in this first unit, you will be first learning the concept of entrepreneurship. Then you will be learning various kinds of aspects of business, that is sole proprietorship, partnership, then limited liability partnership, corporations, what is a franchisee, how to value a company, the exit strategies, harvesting strategies, corporate entrepreneurship, and everything. Right? So the very first unit is very basic for your introduction. What do you mean by entrepreneurship and what is an entrepreneur? This unit number 1 is having a weightage of 20% students. Moving on to the next unit, that is entrepreneurship, creativity, and innovation. Once you know and clear with the concept of entrepreneurs and entrepreneurship and the forms of business, the second unit we have given is entrepreneurship, creativity, and innovation. This unit is having a weightage of 20%. What you will study in this unit? You have to study various managerial responsibilities, the creative teams, sources of innovation in business, how you can innovate in your business, then managing the organizations for innovation and positive creativity. So each and every aspect of creativity will be covered in this unit. As you must be aware, any business today is completely dependent upon the creativity and innovation to be done in the market. So that you will be studying in this particular unit. Moving on to the third unit. The third unit is your social entrepreneurship. Now, what do you mean by social entrepreneurship? Those entrepreneurs who are related particularly to the society, they are known as social entrepreneurs, and the process is known as social entrepreneurship. Again, the unit is having 20% of weightage, and you will be covering the introduction to social entrepreneurship, the characteristics, what role do they play in the society in context of your social measures, the startup, early stage ventures, issues in creating and sustaining a non-profit organization, financing and risk, business strategies, and scaling up. So everything related to your social entrepreneurship, every aspect you will study in this unit. The next unit is unit number 4, that is related to your family business and entrepreneurship. The weightage is again 20%. Who is the entrepreneur? The role and personality. Family business, once again, as you all must be aware or knowing that in India also many companies are family business owned, right? So there are again types of companies that we will discuss when we start with the actual chapter. There are various forms of business also. So what is the family business? What is the concept behind it? The structure of family business, kinds of family firms, what are the types, their culture and evaluation of family firm, managing business, how the shareholder relationships takes place. Many times conflict and conflict resolutions are also there during a family business running. Many times many conflicts arises between the family members also. You must be aware of a very well-known firm in India, that is Raymond Fabrics, right? So a conflict arose between the father and the son few months back. So such kind of conflicts can arise that you will study in this chapter particularly. How you can manage the leadership, that is also one of the things. Succession and continuity. And a very good example of this family business I can give at this juncture is your Bajaj Company Limited. It is entirely run by your family members of Bajaj Company. And women's issue in family business, encouraging change in family business system. So every aspect related to your family business and entrepreneurship, that you are going to study. Next, in the last unit is unit number 5. That is financing the entrepreneurial business. Now, when you are starting the business, when you are a budding entrepreneur, you need very much of finance. Now, from which sources you will get the finance, that you will study in this unit. How to arrange the funds, traditional sources of financing, whether to go for traditional or modern sources, how to take loan, that is loan syndication, consortium finance, role played by commercial banks, appraisal of loan, applications by financial institutions, and venture capital. So all those are your sources of finance from which you can get money and you can invest and you can start your own business. So all those things you will study in this financing the entrepreneurial business chapter. So overall, your entire syllabus of SY BBA semester 3 will make you again clear regarding what is entrepreneur, how an entrepreneur is created, how entrepreneurship is developed, and all the aspects related to your entrepreneurship will be cleared in this particular syllabus of your semester. Fine. Now, once this syllabus is completed, the main objective of the course is to provide knowledge regarding entrepreneurship, the process of creating new businesses, role of creativity and innovation in entrepreneurial startups. How to manage the family business, we have already seen. The context of social innovation and social entrepreneurship to make students aware regarding this. So entire syllabus is basically developed and created and designed specially for management students so that they can become a budding entrepreneur and they can start their own startups. I hope every student is clear and is having a knowledge regarding what we are going to do for the entire semester in the lectures. Fine. Now moving ahead, we have seen entire thing, that is entrepreneurs, entrepreneurship. But now the question arises that who is an entrepreneur? We can say. But before starting with that, we'll be starting with one quote of George Bernard Shaw, a very famous personality. According to him, there are 3 categories of people. The very first is those who make the things happen. The second is those who watch the things happen. And the third, those who are left to ask what did happen. Again, there are 3 categories of people: those who make the things happen, those who watch the things happen, and those who are left to ask what did happen. So generally, what we are going to study is entrepreneurs fall under the first category, those who make the things happen. Take any example of startup in today's time period. Maybe it Flipkart, maybe it Amazon, maybe it Ola Cabs, maybe it's Zomato, maybe it Uber Eats. So each and every firm, each and every business is developed by one person or a group of people having a vision who want to make the things happen. So once you decide to become an entrepreneur and you want to start your own firm, you need to be in the first category. That is those who makes the things happen. Fine. Now, we'll be having a brief glimpse of who is the entrepreneur and what is entrepreneurship basically all about in today's lecture. Fine. Now, starting with, many of you must be having an image of entrepreneur, must be having an entrepreneurship. You all must be knowing from the very school time the 4 factors of production, that is land, labor, capital, and an entrepreneur. Who is an entrepreneur in common man's language? An entrepreneur is a person who manages land, labor, and capital effectively to run the business. Fine. Moving on to the entrepreneurship. What do you mean by entrepreneurship, students? The process whereby an individual or a group of individuals use organized efforts to pursue the opportunities. It is a process, mind well, whereby an individual or a group of individuals, as I told you, an individual, maybe a single person who has started the business, maybe a group of people. As you must be knowing a firm called Facebook. Mark Zuckerberg is not a single person. A group of friends, a group of people have started the entire startup and now it is again ruling the world. So what is entrepreneurship? It is a process whereby an individual or a group of individuals use organized efforts. They are organizing their efforts to pursue for an opportunity. I hope it is clear, students. Fine. Moving ahead, in another words, what do you mean by entrepreneurship? As you can see in the image, particularly, I have put many things. If you take 2-3 seconds to read, then you must be knowing innovation, health, then there is imagination, then there is fearlessly. This all are your traits of entrepreneurship, thinking differently, passion, seeing ideas outside the box. That all traits we are going to study in the coming slides. Then doing art, something new. So all those things related to this are basically your entrepreneurship. Fine. In other words, entrepreneurship is the process of creating value by bringing together a unique package of resources to explore an opportunity. It is a process of creating value. You are creating a value by bringing together a unique package of resources. As I told you, what are your main resources? Land, labor, capital. Along with that, there are many other resources, but mainly we can divide it into to explore an opportunity. Just take an example of Zomato. Zomato started with an opportunity. They saw an opportunity in the market that people need to be delivered with food. The idea behind it, the idea behind Flipkart, you do not have to go to any shops for physical shopping. The entire world's market is in your computer screen or mobile screen. So they explored an opportunity. So that is also an entrepreneurship, another meaning for it. I hope it is clear to every students. Fine. Now moving ahead, we are now clear with the meaning of entrepreneurship. But now the next thing comes is, who is an entrepreneur? Just mind well, entrepreneur is a person and entrepreneurship is a process. Same like your, again, we can say the production. Production is a process. I hope it is clear. Fine. Who is an entrepreneur? Think for a while. Who can become an entrepreneur? Or what characteristics are needed to become an entrepreneur? Fine. An entrepreneur is any person. It is not related to a specific person. It can be any person that continuously seeks and acts upon opportunities. Continuously seeks. That is, it finds and again acts upon the opportunities for economic or social gains through applying the principle of creative problem solving. Problem solving is the main crux behind development of an entrepreneur. Where there is a problem, an entrepreneur looks for an opportunity, looks for a solution for that particular problem, and he tries to develop new ways out of it. From there, the growth of entrepreneur starts. Fine. Again, what is the meaning? Entrepreneur is any person that continuously seeks and acts upon opportunities. Why he do that? For economic or social gains through applying the principle of creative problem solving. I hope it is clear. Students, fine. Now you all must be clear with your entrepreneur and entrepreneurship. Fine. Again, graphically, you can see who can become the entrepreneur and who is the entrepreneur. Basically, the very first thing, the inventor, the originator of the product or the concept, the idea behind it. Any business can start only once the idea comes to any person's mind. Then only it can start. Take any example, right? You can find any number of examples in today's economy, in today's world. So you can invent that thing. When you are become an inventor or originator of the product or a concept, it is not necessary that it is only for a product. It can be a service also. Fine. Okay. The next is your opportunity spotter. The person who realizes the opportunity and is determined to engage it. Once the inventor comes, then the opportunity spotter, once the idea comes to your mind, then you realize the opportunity in the market, you realize the opportunity in the business industry, and then you are determined to engage it, right? Once you find the idea, once you realize the opportunity, but what is the use if you do not implement those ideas, right? So you are determined. Second thing, The third thing, the idea which you have got, you have to match with the opportunity. Suppose I got an idea that I want to prepare the mask, right? Due to your pandemic situation, you decide to prepare mask. You are having an opportunity also in the market. So you start a plant or you start a factory for making innovative masks for the people. So you match your idea with the opportunity which is going on right now in the market. The third thing, that is the project champion. Who is a project champion? The person who makes the things happen. You decide the idea, you match the opportunity, and then the person who makes the things happen, that is exploiting the opportunity to build something of value. So this all three traits are of the entrepreneur. So the very first thing for any business is to get the idea, to match the opportunity, and then the last step is to implement those ideas and make the things happen. Hope it is clear. The four things: the idea, identifying the opportunities, matching the idea to the opportunity, and exploiting the opportunity to build something. Is it clear? Fine. Moving on. What are the traits required for entrepreneurship? Right? So the very first thing is opportunities and supports are available. Now, when you are becoming an entrepreneur, you have decided to start the business or you have decided to do something new, something innovative. Opportunities and supports are always available. You must be knowing every day new startup comes in the business. Every day new startups are entering the market. How you can survive and how you can find out the opportunities and support. So that is entrepreneurship. Entrepreneurs always create self-employment. You are working for yourself and for the society and for the economy. You are having an idea. That idea is for solving the problems or solving the queries which is existing in the market, and you are providing an innovative solution. Next is your promote innovation. Innovation is the key to success in today's market. Without doing innovation, you cannot survive with the same product itself. Just take example of cell phone industry. Earlier, the dial phones were there. Then the QWERTY keypad came. Then the touch screens came. Then again, now the entire full phone screens are coming. So every day, new innovation is taking in every field you see around yourself. Next is your build communities. You are building the entire communities among yourself. Once you start an entrepreneurship, once you start a business that is innovative, that is creative, and that is, you are solving the problems of the society. So you are building the communities among them. Hope it is clear. Fine. Next is keeping the focus. When you become an entrepreneur, you have to continuously focus on your idea and have to implement and survive with that idea. So keeping the focus is very, very essential for your entrepreneurship skills. Is it clear, students? Fine. Second, thinking outside the box. Just imagine, today if I decide to deliver the food, is it an innovative idea? No, because already there are many firms, there are many startups and business working in this way. So when you are trying to become an entrepreneur, when you want to start a business for yourself, you need to think outside the box. The thing which nobody has still developed, the thing which nobody has still found out, any other way you can do. So you need to think outside the box for sure. So you need to keep the focus. You need to think outside the box. The next is study the customers. Definitely, customer is the king of the market. Each and every operation of ours, each and every idea which we are thinking should be based on the customer's demand and customer's necessity only. When you are entrepreneur, the very first thing you need to develop your idea from the mindset of customer. If I am a customer, what problem I am facing right now and what I can do for that solving of problem so that customer is benefited. So you need to study the customers also. Create wealth. Definitely. Once you are developing a business, you are starting yourself with a startup, you need to create wealth for them. Definitely. Without which your business cannot survive. So entrepreneurship Entrepreneurs always try to increase their wealth. I hope it is clear, everyone. Fine. So these are the main traits. Once again, I'll give you a brief of that. You need opportunities and support. You create your own self-employment. You promote your innovation. You build communities. Then next is you keep the focus. And the next is you think outside the box. And the next is you study the customers. Fine. So all this are your basic features or traits we can say for your entrepreneurship. Now this is your post lecture. I wanted to give you a brief idea regarding your entrepreneurship development subject newly introduced in your syllabus. A very practical subject which you will study, and you will link this with the current situation in the world. I hope everyone must be clear with this entrepreneurship development part, the syllabus, the basics of entrepreneur in entrepreneurship. Okay. Now from the next lecture, second lecture of mine, we'll be starting with the first unit, entrepreneurial management. But next lecture, I want you all to spare your some time surfing on internet or surfing on any other media to gather information regarding three main companies, how they were started. The very first is Facebook. Second is your Zomato, that is a food delivery company. And the third is your Amazon. Facebook, Zomato, and Amazon. You need to just study the case study of their entire companies, how they were started, who are the starters or founders or promoters of that company, and what is the main function area in which they are working. So when I start with the next lecture, I will relate my lecture with these three companies. So it will get much more clear. Every lecture of mine will be again linked with the practical companies. And at the end of the lecture, we will be seeing one company's case study so that you can develop your mindset and you can understand the syllabus very clearly. Wishing you all the best, students, for the entire semester. Thank you very much for your attention. We'll be meeting soon in the next lecture. Thank you.